So another Fortnite chapter has come to an end, and that is, of course, Chapter 6. And today I will be ranking every single Fortnite chapter that we have had because I have played every single one. I'm lucky enough to have played every single Fortnite chapter and to have experienced it all. So, if you guys saw my TikTok that I posted, you'll already know what I'm going to say today. But if you haven't, like and subscribe. And of course, stay to the end of the video to see what my full ranking is and to see what number 1 is. You guys probably already know, but let's just get into it. Alright, so starting off at number 6, we've had 6 Fortnite chapters, and number 6, the worst one, you guessed it, Chapter 5. I mean, that chapter is an absolute stain on what Fortnite is. They completely steered away from what Fortnite is, from what makes Fortnite Fortnite, with the whole metaverse, with the horrible graphics, trying to lean into realism, the projectile-based weapons, so much more that I probably can't even think of because the hatred for that chapter clouds it out, and I just want to say bad things about it. It was so terrible from, I'd say, about 2 weeks in. The map, oh boy, where do I even begin with the map? I mean, Season 1 was probably the best it was, and when I say the best, I mean utterly horrible, but not as bad as the rest. It was simple because it was a Season 1 map, right? All Season 1 maps are nice and easy. They're simple. They got nothing like clustered on them or anything. But it was still terrible. The giant jagged cliffs were at an all-time high. If you guys don't know, I hate the way current Fortnite chapter maps have huge giant cliffs that look like spikes. Hated it. Hated it. So you can imagine in Season 2 when they had a whole biome like themed with that. Yeah, I absolutely just resented it. But yeah, the map started off, nice and simple, but it was really, really poor. I thought it was really poor. It just didn't work well, bro. It didn't work well, and it also didn't look good whatsoever. And the storyline, oh man, the storyline. Season 1's storyline was saving Peely. Are you fucking serious? We're not doing this. Season 1's storyline was saving Peely because he got kidnapped. Oh, what are we gonna do? I mean, holy crap. Season 1's story is supposed to set up what the whole chapter is going to be about, right? It's Season 1. Perfect opportunity to make a new storyline and go with it for the next year and maybe continue it into the next chapter. But nope, it's Save Peely, and we did it at the end of the season, and it was a quest line. I mean, come on. Let's be fucking serious. You can't hear that, you can't witness that, you can't play that and say it was good. It's not. It's not. The story, horrendous. And I'm just talking about Season 1 here. Isn't that crazy? That tells you all you need to know. The storyline throughout all of Chapter 5, I did not like that much. It introduced Hope, which, even if she could be an industry plant character, she's still got some character in her. So I'll give them that. Jones obviously still with us, so that's good for the storyline. It did show some correlation, but we didn't get any giant events. All we got were the mini events, right? The end of chapter event with remix and everything, utterly terrible. We just sat there and watched the video. The Juice WRLD one, though, in Chapter 2, that was good. I'll give him that. That was a great event. I liked that one. But, yeah, all the mini events, just not up to par. The storyline, really not there. The map, probably the worst map in Fortnite history, if not one of. The POIs, not good. You couldn't even build on half the roofs. There was only like 1 or 2 good POIs, and that was at the dead end of the chapter. Yeah, man. The loot, the loot pool was fairly decent all throughout. But the guns being projectile-based with bullet drop completely ruined it. When I would hop on for Fortnite Chapter 5, I would then remember that the guns have bullet drop, and it would literally like destroy my motivation. It literally caused me to not play the game for a couple of days, maybe at a time. Like, there'd be times where I was like, oh shoot, I really don't want to have to put up with the projectile-based guns. And it's not because I was bad at it. Go back a year and watch my old streams or videos. I was pretty good with the bullet drop. I knew how to lead the shots and stuff. I learned it pretty easily. I picked it up quick. But it's just not Fortnite. It wasn't good. It definitely wasn't a good idea to do that. And, yeah, they've dialed back on it because it doesn't exist anymore. So they knew it was bad. There's your proof. And the metaverse, you guys know I absolutely just do not like the metaverse idea. They introduced it, and you guys, I said the season was, decent for 2 weeks, and then that's when it started getting bad. Yeah, because those first 2 weeks, the metaverse modes were fresh and new. But as the weeks went on, we realized, this is not being updated a lot at all. And at the time of recording this, right, 2025 November, they've since stopped updating Rocket League. So my point just gets proven. The metaverse was not good for Fortnite. And it was actually Donald Mustard's idea from the very start. Cool, but there's other ways and better ways to do more modes in Fortnite. Make it Fortnite related. Music, Lego, and racing is not Fortnite. Fortnite is a shooter game. You need to add more shooter modes, and they've done that recently, so that's good. But it has genuinely failed. If it hasn't failed, then it is failing. So adding the metaverse, again, was a step away from what Fortnite is, and it did not work. So, Chapter 5, dead bottom. I genuinely don't see how anybody can argue this. I really can't. So, Chapter 5 is at number 6. And now, number 5 on the all chapters ranking is this one that we are currently in technically, although I don't really count it because the map is gone and everything. But it is Chapter 6. Started well. I liked the theme in Season 1. I actually really did like Season 1, although somehow I played that less than Season 2, which is my least favorite season of the chapter. But yeah, Season 1 started well. There were a lot of new items and really cool gameplay features and stuff. I liked the POIs. The Japan theme, obviously, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the aesthetic of that and all that stuff. But you quickly began to realize that the map is way too big. It was like a giant square. It's like a giant square. I mean, you just cannot find anybody on that map. And it ruined the chapter. And not only did that ruin the chapter, but the theming for the seasons weren't executed well at all, or were just poorly made, or were just bad in general. I mean, we had another like heist slash like spy season in Season 2, dude. We just had that. Chapter 2 Remix was based off of Chapter 2 Season 2, which was a heist and spy themed season. So we have that in November, and then come like March, we have it again. They need to stop doing that. They need to stop doing that theme. It is so overused. It's insane. So going from a really cool Japan-themed season with a decent storyline off the rip to that was horrific. And it ruined the chapter. Because then you have the mini-season. So Star Wars comes in. The whole loot pool is Star Wars, right? There's a couple POIs on the map, which were dreadful, by the way, which I did not land at once, by the way, after that season. Yeah, it's a fun fact, isn't it? So, you have the season that comes in. It's a mini-season. Look, the event in the Death Star, yeah, that was good. That was pretty good. Mine lagged out a little bit. It glitched. Like, we were outside where you were supposed to be at the end, but whatever, right? We still got the gist of it. Yeah. It was bad. I don't like the mini-seasons, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. I would much prefer more content in a longer season than having a mini-season in between. I really would. Season 3, Superheroes? I mean, so much potential there, bro, and I feel like they just did not add enough. The event was very underwhelming, because Superman comes in and solves the problem that they've been having the whole season in 2 minutes. So why on earth didn't you do that for the whole time you were there? Like, you see how that makes sense? Like how you see how that doesn't make sense, right? So there's there's those iffy moments with the storyline as well. It's still not as crazy as it used to be, but boy, I think it's about to be. Come December, I think we're going to be kicking into high gear again. So, fingers crossed for that. But yeah, the storyline still kind of weak. The map way too big. POIs that got added in, I wasn't a fan of. It felt so clustered, man, on this map. The map is huge, and yet it felt clustered at the same time. Not with players, but bad POIs. The map didn't look good either. It looked good in Season 1 and ever since. Very, very bad. And the loot pool was good in Season 1, in Season 3, not in Star Wars, and in Season 4. Season 2's loot pool I despised. I found it hard to play. So, yeah, Chapter 6 is at number 5 for me. Number 4 for me is Chapter 4. Started out really, really good. I actually really liked Chapter 4 Season 1. I don't know where it is in my official ranking, but it could be top 20, top 15 maybe even. That might be pushing it though, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, Chapter 4 Season 1 was great. I loved the medieval theme, right? The ancient medieval theme. Man, thinking about that gets me excited. Such a good theme. If Fortnite ever did an open world mode, which I'm all for, by the way, theme it like that. Theme it like old medieval with the orange biome, because that is absolutely perfect. It really is. Season 2 was great with Megacity, and again, Japan theme. They always seem to nail that, right? They always do. Megacity was a great POI, probably one of the best POIs in Fortnite history, but also very underwhelming because the buildings are ginormous, but the only place that you can loot in the buildings, in half of them, are the bottom layers. And then there's a zip line going up to the entire top. So it's kind of misleading a little bit, but I understand because if you had that much loot, it would be kind of insane. It'd almost be overkill. So I understand why there's not a ton of loot in there, but it is kind of misleading, Megacity. The loot pool in Season 1 and Season 2, great. Love the weapons. They introduced some really good guns. The graphics, of course, everyone knows in Chapter 4, I think the graphics were the best. I think that's universally agreed. If they had kept it like that, now, yeah, it'd be awesome. It really would be. Season 3 rolls around and it gets ruined. And that's why it's at 4 and not 3. It's close to being third on my list, but it's at 4 because Season 3 happened. The jungle biome comes in. Jungle biome should never happen, by the way. It comes in and it completely destroys the middle of the map. And though that was one of the worst seasons ever. Wilds, one of the worst. The POI is not good. It just wasn't good. It's just plain and simple. It wasn't good. I hated the loot pool. There was no summer event. No events in that chapter, by the way. None. No event. Not a single event that I can remember. Other than a rift in the sky before Season 2, and that was for a quest. So if you didn't do the quest, I don't think that would have appeared. I think it did anyway for everybody, but who knows. Not a single event. Season 3 was genuinely terrible, and it ruined the chapter, unfortunately, because it's a huge jungle biome that is sat in the middle of the map. If you have something in the middle of the map that's huge, that no one likes, dude, it sucks. Because you're bound to go through it at least once a game. Multiple times a game. Season 4 comes around, a lot of people like that season. I did not. I liked the mythics and everything with that, right? And I kind of liked how they tied in the story with OG Fortnite coming back. But the POIs were decent, but there's only 3 of them, so it's okay. Basically everywhere on the map, there are not good enough POIs. So I have to go on the outskirts every single game, which was unfortunate. If they added a POI Season 4 themed towards the middle a little more, then yeah, let's go. That'd be pretty decent, right? But they didn't. Every single POI was on the outskirts, and that was unfortunate. But the loot pool was pretty decent in Season 4. I didn't like the battle pass whatsoever. That's something I also forgot to mention, the battle passes. Chapter 6's battle passes, Chapter 5's battle passes really, really sucked. They sucked. And in Chapter 4, I don't think they were much better. Yeah. That's why Chapter 4 is 4, man. The map started the giant cliff edges trend that I always hate. Driving on the Chapter 4 map was damn near impossible. The POIs took a nosedive, I think. It was just unfortunate, bro. It was unfortunate because Chapter 4 started well, and I really want to like Chapter 4, but I can't. And that map went without any explanation. There was no live event or anything. No story at all. Non-existent. So yeah, it's 4th on my list. Unfortunately, 4th. All right, now moving on to the top 3 in my Fortnite chapters ranking. We got Chapter 3, baby. Started off with one of the greatest seasons of all time. Chapter 3, Season 1 is a top 3 season. Might even be top 2, dare I say. And if someone's watching this right now thinking, what the hell are you talking about? Chapter 3, Season 1? Chapter 3 sucked. No way. Dude, were you there? Were you there for it? Chapter 3, Season 1. Great winter event. The map was literally perfect. Dare I say, top 2 maps of all time, Chapter 3, Season 1. Dare I say that. And you want to know something? As time goes on, I genuinely have thoughts about Chapter 3 Season 1's map being the greatest map of all time for Fortnite. It was perfect. The POI is great. The landscape, perfect, right? You had a mix of old and new POIs. Tilted came back within a week, dude. No, a week or 2 weeks. That's incredible, bro. A mix of POIs is always great. Old and new. That's awesome, right? That's awesome. I don't even care about the explanation, bro. It's just good. It is. The map was perfect. The loot pool, amazing. The Spider-Man mythic. I mean, come on, guys. That was just insanity. That was amazing. It was so good they made a new original item that was exactly like it 2 seasons later. That's how good it was. I mean, come on. The storyline, by the way, at an absolute peak. The Chapter 2 end event leading into Chapter 3 with the map flipping. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Top tier Fortnite storyline. It peaked in Chapter 3 Season 2, which was just as good as Chapter 3. Not as good as Chapter 3 Season 1, but still really good. The war-themed season. Dude, amazing. The IO and the 7 button heads going at it, right? It all leads up to this huge, crazy storyline event with the mech at the end. I mean, come on, man. You had tanks. You had a perfect way to counter tanks. It was so good. The map literally had zones of where the 7 and IO had captured. Like, half the map was red, the other half was blue. And those were, like, they're captured, like, sectors. Like, oh my god, dude. So freaking fun. I'm, like, smiling ear to ear talking about it. The start of Chapter 3 was legit perfect. And then Season 3 rolls around, and it's kind of boring during the summer, right? The storyline is still there. It's still peaking, but it's kind of fizzing out, right? It's kind of fizzing out. Really cool items in Chapter 3, especially Season 3 with, like, those little, like, trees that you can, like, have loot in. That was awesome. Tents in Season 1 and never came back. Dude, those were sick. You could store items for the next game. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That was so sick, bro. They need to do something with that again, or like that. Please, Epic Games, if you're watching it and you made it this far, please bring back tents or something like it. I beg. But yeah, Season 3 rolls around. Storyline kind of fizzes out. It's like a chill season. It's literally called a Vibin, so I guess that makes sense. But yeah, it was kind of boring, not going to lie. The loot pool, great. Introduced one of my favorite weapons, the Hammer AR. Love that gun. Although I do think they've nerfed it without telling anyone recently. I don't know. But yeah, the loot pool throughout Chapter 3, Season 1, 2, and 3, great. And then the Chrome season comes around, the famous Chrome season. And you see these videos like, oh, Fortnite season's ranked, chapters ranked. Never is the Chrome season ever positively talked about. Horrible guns. The map changes were Chrome-based. And that's just, like, when we were thinking about that, when we were seeing the teasers, we were like, how on earth are they going to make a Chrome-themed POI? And, man, it was sad, dude. It was sad. They looked like shit. And our favorite characters, the 7, who might just be coming back, hallelujah, got offed in the stupidest way possible, bro. They just got filled with Chrome, didn't do anything about it, stood there and let it happen. And they've never been seen since. Never. Literally never, besides the freaking Paradigm. But then she was gone in Chapter 4, Season 1. Never seen again. The Leader Foundation, never seen again. Until maybe December, who knows. But at the time, never seen again. Just ridiculous, man. They ended the story terribly. They just blew up the map for no reason. The Fracture event, one of the worst events of all time. So underwhelming. Giant end event for the chapter. This is going to be crazy. It's Fracture. The Chrome is going to spread. We got to stop the Herald, who's like the new villain. Yeah, nah, bro. Let's just end that shit in 2 seconds. Really bad, and really unfortunate because Chapter 3, Season 1, one of the best seasons of all time. Chapter 3, Season 2, great season. Chapter 3, Season 3, a chill, kind of boring season, but it got the job done. Season 4, really bad, man, really bad. That is the least I've ever played a season ever, factually. I think 6 or 8 hours I played of that season. That is the least I've ever played a season ever. out of everything. So that should tell you all you need to know. So yeah, Chapter 3, I put it in third place because Chapter 3, Season 1 and 2 carried hard. Carried hard. And honestly, bro, that was the last time Fortnite actually looked and felt like Fortnite. It still had the cartoony, vibrant style. It still did. And it's never been back since. They blended modern and old Fortnite perfectly in Chapter 3. And it's never been seen since, unfortunately, man. So that's a shame. But that's why it's third place. Now, second place. And after you see this one and hear what this one is, you will be able to confirm what number 1 is. So number 2 in my chapters ranking is Chapter 2. We're going 4, 3, 2, 1. It's Chapter 2. Yeah, obviously that means Chapter 1 is first. That can't be beaten. Chapter 2, the last chapter to have over 4 seasons, which is really unfortunate because I actually liked chapters that had more than 4 seasons. I liked going to 8, going to 10. It was good. It gave the story time to flesh itself out, and it gave the map its time to evolve and everything like that. Chapter 2 did it almost perfectly. The storyline, fantastic. I said the storyline peaked in Chapter 3. It only peaked in Chapter 3 because it was built up beautifully in Chapter 2. The I.O., a new map for the very first time. It was amazing. The loot pool, great. Great throughout, Chapter 3, obviously, if I didn't say it earlier. But for Chapter 2, yeah, the loot pool was great. It was still Fortnite. We're talking about Chapter 2 Fortnite. This was in 2019, 2020, 2021. It was great. The loot was great. It was never bad because it was all Fortnite original guns and stuff like that. It was still early Fortnite. So yeah, story great, loot great, map very good, but it needed to change more. It definitely needed to change more. I think one criticism for Chapter 2 was it just needed more map changes. I remember loading into a new season, we'd always think, damn, the map legit does look the same, but just a different color. And it was unfortunate because, you have all these crazy map changes in Chapter 1, right? The map changes in Chapter 1 were amazing. They were big. They were grand. In Chapter 2, it felt like they were afraid to change the map and its shape as well. Yeah, they were afraid to change the shape of the map or something, bro. So they just recolored it, and all the map changes were more central. They didn't add on to the map. But now that I'm looking back, if they did, it may have been too big. And we've seen now that mistake of having a too big map with Chapter 6. So maybe it was for the best. But yeah, them recoloring it is my only negative about Chapter 2. But yeah, story amazing. Events amazing. Amazing, bro. The events in Chapter 2 were the peak events, I think. Galactus with the Marvel season, which was top tier. What else did we have in Chapter 2? The Cube event going up to the mothership. Are you kidding me, bro? Shit was crazy. The Device event, Travis Scott. I mean, we haven't had a concert since Chapter 2, which is insane to think about. No concert since Chapter 2. I don't know if you count Juice WRLD or Eminem with the Big Bang. I don't know. It's maybe you count those as concerts. I don't know. But nothing tops Travis Scott still in terms of concerts. Yeah, the event's amazing. Storyline amazing. Loot pool great because it was still, old Fortnite. The map was decent. Really decent. Yeah, I loved it, man. The season's decent. The battle passes, if I didn't mention it earlier in Chapter 3, not the best. Chapter 2's battle passes, great. Another negative, though. I lost my OG account in Chapter 2, Season 2. And I will never forget it. That is when I lost my OG account. But that's my fault, not theirs. So that shouldn't be considered a negative for Chapter 2. But in my personal experience, that was a big negative. But, yeah, man, the events, the storyline, everything about Chapter 2, almost everything was just damn near perfect. If it were perfect, it'd be 1. But, yeah, it was damn near perfect. I loved most of the seasons. I'd say Season 3, Season 1 was really long. There were some delays earlier on in the chapter. But, yeah, Season 3, meh. Season 5, meh. We got all the content at the beginning, not really throughout. Season 6, everybody hates that season. We've had far worse in Chapter 5 and 6. We've had far worse. Let's not joke around. Let's not lie to ourselves. Chapter 2, Season 6 was not all that bad. If you played it correctly, you would know that is true. So stop whining about it. Stop bitching about it. It was not as bad as you might have thought. Season 7, great. Season 8, unfortunately, we didn't end well with that season. But it was all right. Like, come on, it was fine. The end event for chapter 2. Oh my god. The end event for chapter 2. Bend me over. I mean, that was an amazing event. An amazing way to end the season and the chapter. To flip the map with genuine, like, cinematic cutscenes with our favorite lore characters. I mean, come on, dude. It didn't get better than that. It's one of the best events of all time. Of all time, bro. Thinking about it gets me going, if you know what I mean. Amazing event. Great chapter. That's why it's number 2. So you all might have guessed at the beginning of the video. By now you already know. Chapter 1 is my number 1. There is nothing that beats Chapter 1. This segment of the video will be short because I don't need to say much. It's Chapter 1 of Fortnite. It is Fortnite. It's what Fortnite started with. The map. Perfect. The map is literally perfect. It evolved perfectly. The loot, it's all Fortnite, so it's just absolutely perfect. The POI is perfect. The storyline gets going. It's perfect. Come on, guys. 10 seasons. 10 damn near perfect seasons. I'd say the only seasons that weren't perfect were Season 1 and maybe a bit of 2. But other than that, bro, come on. Come on, it's freaking Chapter 1 Fortnite. There is almost nothing wrong with it. The event's amazing. Come on. It's Chapter 1 of Fortnite. I don't need to say anything. It's self-explanatory. I miss that map every day, and I'm glad I get to play it again. I'm glad we have OG Fortnite. I'm glad I get to play it when I want. It's amazing. It's amazing. Oh, nostalgia bait, right? Like you're just relying on nostalgia. Dude, no. It was genuinely just that good. It was genuinely just that good. Yes, nostalgia plays a part, right? Yes, we were young and we were kids, but it was that good. It was that good. Nostalgia is only like 10% of Chapter 1. The other 90% is because it was genuinely that fun. It was that perfect. It was that amazing. It was so different at the time, bro. You can't deny it. It's literally the best we've ever had. Now, Chapter 3, Season 1 comes close, yes. There are times in Chapter 2 that come close. But in the grand scheme of things, bro, nothing tops Chapter 1. When you think of Prime Fortnite, you literally think of Chapter 1 99% of the time. You do. And that's why it's the best. There's nothing more I need to say about it. It is the best, the undisputed best, the undisputed GOAT. And if someone doesn't agree with that, maybe they didn't play it, right? Maybe they didn't play it. Because 2017 and 18 was, which is crazy, was a while ago. So if they disagree, maybe they didn't play it. Or maybe they just sucked at the time. Who knows? It's the best. Chapter 1's the best. And that's my chapter ranking. From 1 all the way to 6. If you disagree with Chapter 5 being bottom, screw you. You're wrong. Don't give me anything about Chapter 5 Season 1. That was still a very, very bad season. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think. If you disagree, tell me in the comments. I'm open to argue. I love doing it because I mostly know I will win. If you stayed to the end of this video, thank you very much. It's probably one of the longest videos I've done on my channel. But rightfully so. I'm going over all the chapters. I'm talking about them. It makes sense. So let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe once more. And yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Hopefully Chapter 7 is as good as 1, 2, and 3. We will see.